is how OPS faction is now set to meet the president. The meeting today at 1:30 p.m. The OPS faction, which has been waiting and watching as the DMK takes the lead to take on Palanisami's faction, will now be meeting the president. And the agenda is to request for an investigation. What they're asking for is a central investigation into the trust vote that had taken place as well. Also, my colleague Akshay joining us to give us more details about it. So, Akshay, what's on the agenda?
Oh, well, Davina, there's only one agenda that has been set for today's meeting with the president. That is a request for a central investigation into the death of the former Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Jayalalithaa. And this has been one agenda that the OPS faction has been talking about right from the time Pannirselvam had performed that long meditation at the Marina Beach and given out a huge statement against the Sashikala faction. So this will be an important meeting. All the 12 MPs who are supporting Pannirselvam will be present for the meeting, and the meeting is scheduled to be at around 1:30 p.m. today. And this will be a continuous meeting that they're hoping to for taking forward, because this is one agenda with which the OPS faction has been functioning for a long time now, Divina.
How does this change the matrix, the political matrix in Tamil Nadu, Akshay? Because we'd seen that OPS camp was set to file a petition in the Madras High Court as well, but it's the DMK which taken lead in that. We've seen that OPS had threatened a statewide strike, but it's the DMK faction that has taken the lead in that. So now, what are the options also before the OPS camp as they go for this meeting?
Well, Davina, because the AIADMK is still in power, and also after the flow test, we have seen that Edappadi Palanisamy, the present Chief Minister, has taken a lead in the way he has to perform the duties as a Chief Minister of the state. So the only thing that the Pannirselvam faction can do right now is wait and watch as to what the Madras High Court has to say about the flow test case that is going on there. But on the other hand, they're also trying to garner more votes and also support. And one of the agendas that they've started is for a statewide campaign in different districts, which is very similar to what MGR, the founder of AIADMK, had done when he separated himself from the DMK. So the only thing that Pannirselvam is concentrating now on is to build his personality and the way that the people are looking at him. And one way to do that is to gain the support of all the Amma followers, and that is exactly what he's doing now by this request that he's been making to the president.
Akshay, already there has been a court deliberation on this as well. You've had the state government, which is under the EPS right now, that's come and clarified on Jaya's demise as well. So, is there a nervous moment for the Palanisamy camp with this meeting?
Well, most certainly there is, because right from the time the flow test was conducted and also he was elected as the Chief Minister of the state, we've been seeing that there's a lot of opposition that is coming within the party as well as from the opposition. So there is a lot of pressure on the Edappadi Palanisamy wing, and that is seen in the way they've been acting also. Right the next day after, or a couple of days after he was made the Chief Minister, immediately he started announcing schemes which are very similar to what Chief Minister Jayalalithaa would have done. So, all those schemes are keeping into mind the women voters as well as the poor of the society is something that Edappadi Palanisamy has done in a very intentional manner to see how...
Okay, Akshay, be with me. Akshay, be with me. Be with me, because I have the AIADMK leader, V. Maitriyan. Sir, thanks for speaking to India Today this morning. Can you please tell us about this meeting that Pannirselvam faction is having with the president?
No, see, today the AIADMK MPs are meeting the Honorable President of India at 1:30 p.m. because there is a suspicion lingering in the minds of the people about the death of Purashottam Amma. So we will be demanding a central probe, and we are requesting the President to do the needful.
Out more than 2 months now, and one would also question the timing of this demand to be raised with the President.
Well, see, the pace of events which have happened in the last couple of weeks, that makes it, see, the rank and file of the party cadre, as well as the people today, feel that there is something fishy about Madam's death. So it is but natural, in the interest of Madam's stature, that things are set right, so that a central probe alone can clear all the doubts.
interesting, sir, because all this while it was your opposition when AIADMK was one faction, the DMK, which is alleging a foul play. Sasikala Pushpa, who had also questioned, she was expelled from the party. All this while Paneerselvam was part of the party as well. And now it's your faction which is alleging that there could be a conspiracy?
See, that is why, to bring all the facts into pieces, that's why we have been demanding a central probe. Because a probe by the state government at this point of time will not yield the result. So a central probe is important.
But which is the suspicion being pointed at? Which way? Is it under the Panisami and Sasikala camp that now the suspicion is being pointed at? Is that going to be a rallying point as well? Will your faction be taking this fight to the street and the public as well?
No, see, it is already in the public domain about the suspicious manner of Madam's health. And in fact, in the 75 days, none of the leaders were allowed to meet. Even in fact, Mr. Paneerselvam, who is number 2 in Madam's cabinet, he could not meet Madam even once. So those are the various issues which need to be
Because
probed.
it's interesting, sir. There was not a single voice coming when there were allegations made from the opposition. Even Sasikala Pushpa was expelled from the party when she questioned a foul play. Who are the people who are allegedly involved in this conspiracy, according to you?
Well, see, that is exactly what the probe should bring out. At this point of time, it will be premature on my part to point fingers against anybody. It is for the probe to find out the truth.
Well, Mr. Paneerselvam will also be in the capital to meet the president?
No, he is not here. Only the MPs will be meeting the president.
All right. Thanks so much, sir, for joining us. That is V. Maitri, and the first voice that is coming from the OPS camp saying the MPs are set to meet the president. The same faction, remember, who once earlier with AIADMK, there was not a single voice raised about Jaya's demise and the questions that were raised over Jaya's demise. In fact, Sasikala Pushpa, who was part of the AIADMK, was expelled when she raised question on that. And now the MP is taking the fight to the president's doorstep, and it is the OPS faction. So headache for EPS as well, as the fresh revolt signs are out in the open now.